Welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and always joined by my wonderful co-host. Who are you today?
That's who I am. You got it?
No, I heard crickets. No name. Okay, no name. How about that? No name. Why don't you give our viewers all of the outlets that we are airing the show and how they can please share so that we may go viral, because he needs to go viral.
YouTube, Manifest TV. Instagram, manifesttv.status. Facebook, manifesttv.status. Periscope and Twitter, status_network_. That's a trip because, on my little roll call sheet right here, on my Shibuya roll call sheet, that joint just got images. So I have to remember the pictures.
Oh.
I have to remember. Periscope, little thing.
Fun.
If you want to call in to the show, you got questions or opinions, 470-251-4647.
That's it. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So welcome back to another episode with the Holistic Cannabis Show, where we talk about all things cannabis. So we'd like for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show as we talk about the new topic of the Women's History Month and who we think should get a reward for making an impact in women's lives. It's all over. I mean, women's history is international. So we're just shouting out all of the women in support of Women's History Month. And also, yes, there she is. We think Miss Oprah Winfrey has done so much for women in history. She has set so many milestones and has done so many awesome things. And I want to be just like you, Miss Oprah Winfrey. So thank you for that. Also in Black Women's History Month, the African American hairdresser who invented the hair weave technique. So thank you, Miss Christina Jenkins.
Oh, it's your fault.
It may be. Shouts out to my friend's birthday party that was last night. It was very, 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 very fun, right, Mr. Henderson?
Well, it was all right.
All right, so
it was so much fun. I got the same shirt on.
Oh, you
I never took the clothes off. I went to bed with the same shirt on.
With the same shirt on. With the same dang on shirt on. No, we did wash it, y'all. It was not that late. So, however, in other news, Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month is this month. And we just want to say thank you to Mr. Henderson and the family of caregivers who feel like Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month is January, February, and March, and April, and May, and June, and July, and every month is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month to caregivers. So shouts out to all the caregivers. Thank you very much. Who put up with the clumsiness. Who listens to us rant and rave. The clumsiness is one of my favorites, because I said to him, if there was a video camera with us every time I fail, you would be the jokester of the month. You would have a viral video because it is so hilarious. I know myself that it's funny. So just imagine someone who gets to see this like all the time. That must gotta be hilarious, you know. But I always wanted to be a comedian. So if anybody wants to see me fall, just let me know. I might trip or two a couple times a week, But hey, multiple sclerosis is one of those things, and we are proud to be able to, help people to understand how this disorder works. And so, it just, yeah, it's a crazy thing to not control some of your body parts at certain times. And then he thinks, I don't know. I want you to tell me what you think about it, because you get hilarious when it comes to some of the stuff I got going on. He makes me laugh. Go ahead. What do you like?
You ain't saying nothing funny until you seen a person fall up the stairs.
Wait. I feel
Usually when people fall, they fall down the stairs, right? They go tumbling, right? That's funny too, but ain't nothing funnier than seeing a person fall up the stairs.
All right.
See, that didn't even sound funny.
That was hilarious.
So there's nothing hilarious about multiple sclerosis.
To me, I have to laugh. I have to laugh to keep from crying. And I have
ain't fair for me
made
to laugh. You have to be the one to laugh about that.
You can laugh.
Nah, I have to laugh to myself.
Just imagine how many laughs this man got inside of him waiting to.
Oh, I got a whole script. I had a whole script. I'll tell you.
All right. Go ahead. I want to hear it. You don't want to tell me. No. Okay.
No,
fine.
that's an inside joke.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Jokes that I keep on the inside.
But you should share them with us. I'm telling you, I'm giving you permission to share the inside jokes you have about the MS.
I appreciate you sharing your permission and everything, but I'm going to decline that invitation.
Okay. All right. Well, good. No, just decline it. That's the best way to do it. Because I know if he's laughing, I'm laughing. So, anyhow.
But if you want to tell him, you can tell him. What's the funniest thing that ever happened to you while you were having a flare-up?
I don't call them, to me, MS flare-ups are not what people think they are. Like, my flare-ups could be, no, the worst flare-up that I had, it was crazy because I was typing on my computer and my eyes started going, like, really loopy. Like, I woke up and I was, like, drowsy, like I had been drinking all night or something, just like having a hangover or something, or drowsy, and in my eyes, and I was looking at my computer screen, and I think I was doing something with my computer, and they asked for one of those CAPTCHA codes. And I was trying to put the CAPTCHA code in, and it kept failing me to put the code in, and I just gave up. I couldn't even get into my computer. It was bad. I couldn't see. It was like everything was sideways, upside down, and it wouldn't go away for like a week. No, it actually lasted longer than that. It was just I got a hold of it. I just thought everything was supposed to be sideways, so I kind of got used to it. And then by the time I got used to it, it went away. So that's the kind of weird crap, And people don't know. They can't look at me and tell that my eyes are going cross-eyed, because I don't think I'm looking cross-eyed. I think that's just what I see is like cross-eyed vision.
What was the scariest part about?
Oh, man.
MS?
The scariest part is, just driving and that vision crap pop up in your head, and you're like,
it's called optic neuritis.
You're right. That's what it's called. It's called optic neuritis. And then it's like sideways, and then you drive, and then you start coasting, but then it don't tell you when it's coming, so you don't know what the heck. And so that's like one of my things that I like. I don't know when it's coming, so I don't drive. I try not to drive if I'm going to drive. It's a short distance, and it just means that I'm going to always need a driver in my life. I think I'm taking applications for a driver. Yeah. What you think, Mr. Henderson?
I think we should get on with the rest of the show.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine. Well, that's MS, and you all hear the firsthand testimony of what it's like to have MS, multiple sclerosis, and live a daily life. It's a little crazy. It's a little whacked out. You think that a person is drunk, or they may be misbehaving, or absolutely happy, or absolutely sad. It's like one or the other. We don't have a middle. We are absolutely let's go party and hang out, hey, 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 or it's I'm crap. I feel like crap. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to do anything. So, yeah, that's that. So we just wanted to, show our spirit for St. Patrick's Day, which we did not talk about on the show last week, but we just celebrated on the 17th. We hope everyone was safe and had fun. So happy belated St. Patrick's Day as well. And we have a little photos of the St. Patrick's Days that we've spent in a couple of years back, and we're going to show those little photos coming up if we have those in our file. Okay. All right.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, there's a reform for St. Patrick's Day as well. So the people in Ireland is actually making it a request that they stop arrest for the okay, well, just the video about the St. Patrick's Day and the reform will be great. We can get that going. All right. After
tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day, I refer the Minister to the recently published report by the Irish Senate's Cross-Party Justice Committee, which has recommended that the Irish government consider a policy of decriminalisation of possession of a range of drugs, including cannabis. And I ask, 1, was the Minister aware of this report? And its recommendations? And 2, will he take this opportunity on the eve of the world's largest and greenest Irish celebration to consider advocating for a similar approach here in Western Australia, a state which is founded in large part by Irish convict settlers, many of whose crimes would nowadays be dismissed by any right-minded court?
Minister for Emergency Services.
President, can I thank the honourable member for some notice of the question, and can I take this opportunity to wish everybody who's Irish and those who'd like to be a very happy St. Patrick's Day for tomorrow. I provide the following information on behalf of the Minister for Police. 1 to 2, no.
All right, so y'all heard it here. The people in Ireland, they want cannabis, just like everybody else. They want cannabis to be free. So hashtag free to plant, everybody. We are on to some great things, especially here in Georgia, where they are trying to amend the hemp bill that states that they want to take Delta 8 out of the, and I'm paraphrasing, out of the bill because it's a derivative and it gets them psychoactively high. Well, we talked about this bill before, and we went this past Friday to the Capitol, or this past Thursday to the Capitol for a hearing on the farmers' reason why that hemp bill should not be in place. And there were several others that were there, several other people who we were able to connect with and talk to, and also get the information for chair and the senators who drafted this bill. Now, there was a lot of miseducation about this bill, and this bill was just for Georgia. And it was the agriculture, the places where the cannabis is grown. We don't have enough processors to process all of this in this state. So they have to go to North Carolina where they're able to get a processing license. And we talk about this in our classes. We need those retail shops, we need those processors, we need those farmers, because we want to get the education out. We want to allow our students to go to processor, to intern. We want to allow our students or anyone who wants to get some type of agriculture experience in the cannabis. Some students have never taken the time to go to a farm to see what cannabis looks like, and that's what we want. We want our students from the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science and and the Gift of Life Community Home to be able to go to these locations as new jobs are thriving in the market. There's opportunities for other people to open up the type of processing facilities that's needed to extract the oils. That's a commodity. We have over 20,000 applicants who have cards to get low-dose THC oil, but no dispensaries yet. We're still waiting on True Leave and everybody to get the okay, which they did have a public meeting from the GMACC, the Georgia Committee for Marijuana. So we wanted to actually see that and show you all those minutes that that meeting that they had that would determine who were able to get those dispensary license. And number one, those were going to be those who won the grow licenses. So those retail dispensaries were going to be a integrated system from seed to sale. That means that everyone in the industry that had the license, that were approved, there were 6, they would be able to dispense their own cannabis that they've grown. So we thought that that was good if and indeed they were using natural, pesticides and things of that nature, and there were no harsh chemicals. So it's always good to know your farmers, because if this is going to go into your body, you want to make sure that it's a quality and that you're going to get the best that you want to become, something that you're ingesting. And then knowing the processors. If we only have one processor and we have 6 or 13 different licenses, how do you think that one processor is going to process all of your cannabis into oil? So why not come and learn how to become a processor at the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, and then go intern at some more processors, because we offer certifications. We are the plug. We can help you. And so going back to what I was saying with the legislation at the Capitol last Thursday, they are not educated. So guess what? All of our flyers went around and we welcomed everyone to come and to join us at the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science. What you think about that, Mr. Henderson?
Very good.
And the Gift of Life Community Home. So if you want to look us up and you say, oh, how do we know if that school is accredited? Look up the Gift of Life Community Home. That is our umbrella of over the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science. So we have comprehensive cannabis courses, and we're located now at 2302 Park Lake Drive in Atlanta, Georgia, and we train out of the 5th floor Henderson's training room. Call us to enroll. If you don't have the number, it's right here in front of you. It's 404-631-6360, and we have lots of classes to offer. So our bodies are built for cannabinoids. We have a whole system designed to receive cannabinoids and for the purpose of regulating the body's internal systems. So this endocannabinoid system in our body, all right? So cannabis activism is about a plant, all right? It is also about personal freedom, civil liberties, respecting the plant, promoting peace, and taking responsibility for your health. All right, so I was just on a call with the MS Association and the VA, and they gave us a rundown of what they're going to be doing in our lives. And they just added including a holistic lifestyle. So, I like to jumped up and down and ran around in circles, even with all of my craziness going on in my body, because this is something that we needed. this is something that we are needing in the VA medical system, in the VA, everywhere. We need the options, the alternatives to either say we want acupuncture, we want acupressure, we want yoga, we want cannabis, we want an opportunity to get this stuff like we were given opportunity, not the opportunity to be forced, okay, with the opioids. And a lot of our veterans became opioid addicted, and they were not treated fairly, and they wound up on alcohol and abusing all these other things that eventually it just led to, like my grandfather, cancer of the liver. Okay, it was tramadol prescriptions, it was gabapentin prescriptions, it was all of these negative prescriptions. That what if cannabis was there? And I look at it and I say, what if we were given options for some of the holistic and alternative medicine things and herbs and entourage effects, diet plans, and things like that, that now they're adding to their list of to-do for veterans. What if this was available back then? All right. So I don't want to try to get into that. I don't want to look to that. I just want this to move forward. Why are we stalling cannabis legalization? Why are we stalling getting healthy food choices and options and nutritional and dietary plans? Why are we stalling out adding a new industry, two new industry at that? We need cannabis, we need alternative medicine. That's two new industries. There's where we are right now as your medical cannabis health coaches or your holistic health coaches who work alongside of the doctors who get the results. Why not train the nurses? Why not additionally include studies for the doctors to become naturopaths, be double, like we had to learn their stuff? Why not they learn our stuff in natural medicine? So that's where our hand in extended, in extended form works with everyone, not just our own way of life. So that's what we're talking about. So in other news, we have some great information about cannabis and legalization. And we took my daughter out to the Capitol, and I think she had a good time. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We won't get that photo. Yeah, there we go. So this photo here, that was one of the farmers. Okay. All right. So this was actually her first visit to the Capitol, and she's going to go back. She actually wants to be in legislation. She wants to also become president. So we're encouraging her to do everything that she wants to do. And she was the one who actually wrote the book, or is in the process of finishing the book, The Endocannabinoid System for Kids. And it's an easy way for kids to understand what the endocannabinoid system is, right, Mr. Henderson?
Yep.
All right. So we have... All right, they won't show. All right, well, we won't show them this week. We'll show them next week. All right, again, I'm wearing orange for Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. If you are wearing orange or you have something to wear that's orange, please show your support on the next show, which is going to be our last show for the month. And we're just going to go out with a big blast and celebrate with orange and orange trinkets and orange, attire or shoes or whatever you have that's orange. And yeah, we're going to celebrate, and I'll send that information out to everyone that I follow, and we can do that over at the training center and get together for our Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. All right, so remembering Raphael McCollum, is saddened to report that the passing of Dr. Raphael McCollum, the father of cannabis research. May his memory be a blessing. Yeah, so he discovered the synthetic cannabis. So, yeah. Analysts, no uptick in traffic-related hospitalizations following marijuana legalizations. Overall, there is no clear evidence that legalization had any effect on rates of ED visits and hospitalizations for either motor visits and hospitalizations or vehicle pedestrian cyclist injuries, authors determined. All right, in North Dakota, lawmakers advance bill increasing the THC limits for qualified patients. The pending legislation raises the amount of THC-infused products patients can legally possess. All right, and then another study that tells us clinicians are more likely to order drug tests for black newborns, and clinicians order drug tests to be performed on black newborns at nearly 4 times the rate of other children, the study found. And that is really a shame. The percentage of Americans who say that they use medical cannabis has doubled since 2013. That's around 8.3 million people based on census data. Wow. So the clinicians ordering drug tests, I do think that this is something that is unfair, because the mothers have needed some of the cannabis that they had in their system for the processes of pregnancy, because hemp cannabis has so many different benefits for the body and is already found in breast milk. Why is it a surprise that women who knew this all along knew this, and I guess the other races didn't? So I don't know how fair that should be, Mr. Henderson.
Oh yeah.
Right. All right. What do you think about that? Is that unfair? Is that like discrimination?
Well, I mean, it's no secret that cannabis have always been a tool to disparage African Americans and people of color.
Right.
You know,
right.
That's not a secret. It's not a secret since it was made illegal. Look at the campaign that made it illegal. It said that, for instance, you had one article that went on to talk about how if white women use cannabis around black men, or white women be around a black man who smoked marijuana or used cannabis, he raped her.
Sad.
You know.
Okay.
So of course, naturally, every law that gets passed after that, you know, they will substitute cannabis user, and by cannabis user, you already know who it was implied for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, so now you see
racism.
Right, racism is in everything. It's woven into the fabric of the American society.
Well, let's unweave it.
Can't. You could, but it's not gonna come without a cost.
Okay.
And
how much?
That's the thing. I think that
because we broke in America,
you really can't put a price tag on it. Although there is one city in California that is actually preparing to vote on paying reparations. $5 million to every person that is the descendant of a slave. So, I mean, that's a start. But if you get the actual numbers, how will you get the actual numbers of what those type of programs would do for African Americans or black people? What you know, without money management and finance management and some type of financial literacy program put in place to go along with their reparations.
What you teach.
And then you're going to find a whole lot of us just going to get the reparations right back to the people, just like what we did with COVID.
What he said.
When we got that COVID money, what happened?
PPP loans.
Some people started businesses without having a mentor. Some people started businesses, and them businesses ain't around, and neither is that stimulus money. A lot of people went on vacations and spent their stimulus money right back into the airline
Balling like they
industry,
had
just so
all
that they
that.
could, tell
Balling.
you how not to fly on their airplane. A lot of
God.
people went and spent money, in places where they probably should have saved it. You had people filing tax returns, and if your tax return was on hold last year, then you got the one for this year. What did you do with it? Did you save it? Did you at least use it toward any type of financial benefit? Whether it was putting it in a savings account and let it draw a little interest for a couple of months.
Right.
I mean, did you do any of that? Anything? Then, yeah. Imagine undoing racism around this joint. Well, it's going to have to be tied to some type of capital repay. It's going to have to be tied to that. It's going to look different because you can't make everybody happy. No matter what you do. You can't make all the white people happy. You can't make all the black people happy. Just like being taught critical race theory in school where they don't want to talk about slavery. They don't want to teach that. The professors is talking about how it makes them uncomfortable, but you make commercials that say that I should pay a teacher more money. If you a teacher and you're not teaching the truth about this joint, I'm not paying you a thing extra. And if it was up to me, you'll be fired. Okay? Because education is the everything. And unless you're willing to be truthful about what you're trying to educate about, then your preponderance of evidence becomes a lie.
Woo. There should have been a bam.
I'm done. A preponderance of evidence will soon turn into a lie.
That's right, Mr. Henderson. You preach on it. On it.
So, I mean, how do you separate that? You
How
can't.
do you do it?
It can, but it ain't gonna come at a cost. You think about it. Every time that they have the Black History Month, it's always the same black people: Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Rosa Parks. And that was great for the pioneers and the leaders back then. But what about now? Was anybody on that list that's current besides athletes and rappers? We should be looking at them to be the role models.
Whoop.
Yeah, we already in the wrong. So
Jamal
I
Bryant.
just sit back with my red cup.
They have Jamal Bryant and
Jamal Bryant ain't no role model.
oh,
He a preacher.
well, that's what I thought that the role models were.
No, man.
No.
No. That's not what a role model is.
Okay.
A role model is not a person who holds a title. A role model is a person whose behavior when nobody's around is seen. Role models are characters. They have to qualify through character analysis.
All right.
And if your character analysis, it don't matter how good you can speak and articulate fantastic words. It don't matter if your character bad. You can have 10 Rolls Royces, all the same color, in a garage, like somebody else I know, but still, your character could be bad.
Your
That doesn't
character.
qualify you to be a role model.
Your character.
Check this out. I learn more from talking to people that don't have a lot of money because they have relatable experiences.
They sure do. Yeah.
But you got to watch those kind of people too, because some people that ain't got no whole lot of money, no whole lot of nice houses, they trying to come up on you too. So if you're trying to use me to come up, then your character already flawed.
There you go.
Don't come up on me. Don't come up
There
off me,
you
man,
go.
because we could come up together.
That's it.
You know?
Come up together.
We should be trying to
Unity.
figure out ways to come up together. So let me say now, all of the cannabis stuff that's going on in Georgia, man, y'all got to figure out a way to come up together and stop being so separatist. You know, stop being so, oh, well, if you're not from Georgia, you can't tell us nothing about Georgia. We're not going to participate with you because you're not from Georgia.
But we get that so much.
But you shoot down the one person or the one entity that might know something about the cannabis space that you really don't know.
We came here with the blueprint, honey, to get the doggone cannabis
and from what
license.
I understand, what was discussed in the
was
Capitol,
taught at our school. We had it though. Well, go ahead.
what was discussed in the Capitol was a whole lot of untruth, and it was, you know, secondhand information that was passed down to another person. It was a lot of ignorance in that in that conversation, from what I gathered. Now, I wasn't there, but I ain't saying that I know everything about cannabis,
Right.
Because it changes every day,
Right.
even from the business aspect, from the business deal, but growing it, cultivating it, that ain't gonna change. The methods may change, but the rational reasons behind those methods don't change. They ain't gonna change.
Don't change.
They ain't gonna change. So if you want to know more, you know, about it, people always say, "Oh man, education is the way. Education is the way." Then all of the classes at the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science should be full. Never mind that, you know, that the owners are not born in Georgia. Who cares about that part? Your president ain't born in Georgia. Your president ain't even born in the United States. Okay? Do you really want me to tell you?
Ooh, let's not go there. Let's educate the people today in the name of education. Where you from? Where you from? Go on and give us that knowledge, baby, because you spit it.
That's
Go
all
on
right.
and tell them.
That's all right. We ain't got
Like
no
we
time.
dumb. Like we don't know what we talking about. Like we don't spit history that black folks don't even.
Did y'all know
halfway
that anybody could make a Wikipedia page? Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know, just short of seeing a person's birth certificate, even your birth certificate can be fake. You do know that, right? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff that's sometimes that truth needs to be questioned.
Well, there you have it.
All right, I'm done.
All right. So a major victory in Kentucky this week, where the Senate voted in favor of a bill to legalize medical cannabis. Next stop is the House, which is expected to advance the measures to Governor Beshear for his approval. Go Kentucky. All right, convictions or citations specified or specific to marijuana related offenses that have subsequently been decriminalized or legalized in the District of Columbia, D.C., are now eligible for automatic review and expungement under the Second Chance Amendment Act of 2021, which finally became law. Woohoo! And then in Georgia Senate approves new $250 to $500 surplus refund checks. Whoop, whoop.
Appreciate you, Brian. Appreciate you, Brian, on that lookout there, Brian.
Thanks for the looking out. Hemp roots can be made into the remedies for arthritis, joint pain, fibromyalgia, and eczema. Hemp roots. All right, so the benefits of taking CBD oil every day are listed here. They can alleviate chronic discomfort, reduces inflammation, eases stress, promotes a sense of calm, supports your body's natural chemistry for better quality sleep. And that's some proven facts. We're now hiring. We're still hiring on-the-job training in food service management, business startup, retail, hospitality, logistics, security, finance, which was with Mr. Henderson, agriculture and hemp, which is with me and Mr. Henderson, medical, which is with me and Mr. Henderson, and more, creating entrepreneurships in a city near you. So that means we're also hiring in other cities. All right, so, talk to us about getting a position. And then we want to shout out National Veterans Agriculture Association. And they are having on the 18th and the 19th, which is today and tomorrow, or today is the joining the NVAA, but they do have this every week. I'm just letting y'all know, not every week, every month. So please go out to the aeroponics training for this month, and next month they are going to have more, and they're going to eventually have the hemp training as well. We're going to be working with them, with the Veterans Agriculture Association, and that's with Mr. Henry Jones, and his number is below. So joining our platforms and networks and classes, you're getting a plethora of information and contacts to be able to go out and get some information that you need to start in this industry. All right, so there is an alert to South Dakota. There's a mixed bag of cannabis bills advanced to the governor's desk. All right, so let's get on board with NORML. Please join. Peachtree NORML is another educational marijuana advocacy group that can help you all, and joining will also help us. And there's a study about tens of thousands of commercial truckers are leaving their jobs, resulting in higher prices and barren shelves. All right, so what's motivating the mass exodus? Look no further than the federal governor's outdated policy towards marijuana. So they have like what, a zero tolerance policy for those who indulge in cannabis, and it doesn't have to be on the job. They can get out and smoke before or after. Remember, CBD also affects the way that cannabis works. It's an antagonist against each other. So one cancels out the other. You take cannabis, marijuana, which has the psychosis or the euphoria, and then you take a CBD product before you drive. In less than 5 minutes, you're sober. Not like any other medications or drugs or alcohol that you can take. Always taking care of your sobriety is important in the health and safety of medical cannabis, or any kind of cannabis. I feel like recreational is medical, so excuse me if that is wrong to you, because everyone has what? The endocannabinoid system, and the endocannabinoid system isn't everybody, and endo is cannabinoids made inside, whereas your outdo is from the outside. All right, so come and join us at the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science again, so that you may get educated, fully educated on what's going on in the industry, how to get involved, and then helping us to advocate, to tell lawmakers we know what we're talking about. We are certified in this. This is what we want. You all work for us. You all were voted in by us, for us. So you all listen to us, not uneducated us, the educated us. Bam. Woo. All right. What you got, Mr. Henderson? It's your turn.
I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. I ain't even got nothing in my cup.
You don't got nothing in your cup either? Oh, no.
Oh, my water is gone.
All right. So if anyone have anything they want to say or comments, please follow us on the Holistic Cannabis Show on YouTube, on Instagram, Manifest TV. We're on Spotify. We on iHeartRadio. We are everywhere, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you have to say about cannabis. If you think it's wrong and you don't think it's a herb, or you don't think it's medical, please respond back and follow me so that we may have this conversation. I'm also booking speaking engagements, so if you need me to come to any of your events and let the people know to let my people go, then please call me. I will be available. Mr. Henderson, he'll make sure I get a flight and we'll be out, but he got to be paid for too. If I go, he goes. So yeah, my manager right here. All right, ain't it right, Mr. Henderson, the money man?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. Henderson, you don't have anything to say on credit, on how to get credit quick and done like you just did mine.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, here you go, man. I'll tell you a secret that you can do. All right. everybody know about, okay, this part right here real fast is brought to you today by www.nth Credit. All right, we'll make your future building a success, right? All right, www.nthcredit.net, 888-959-2093. All right, check this out. Okay, when you first start your dispute, right, you first round, right, of getting investigation, right, a couple episodes ago, I showed you what the letter looked like, showed you what the format of the letter should be, right, and how to request that information, all right? Before that step, check this out, before you send anything to the credit bureau, what you want to do is you want to go and update all of your personal information, name, address, telephone number, current employer. Everything needs to be current, all right? Then you want to go and put a security freeze on LexisNexis, Innovis, SRS, or SageStream, and CoreLogic, right? CoreLogic deals with public information. If you have child support, if you have any garnishments, tax liens, levies, right? Anything that's due civil court. All right. Everything else, you want to go ahead and put a security freeze on it so it can't be accessed by Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. All right. Then you send that letter for them to update your personal information. Then you send another letter after that, about 15, 20 days after that, send another letter to the credit bureaus asking them, I don't know what this account is. Can you please validate this account information? You're going to send a letter to the credit bureaus. You're going to send a letter to the collection agency at the same time. Okay? Whoever come back with the validation first. All right? Now, if the credit bureau come back with the validation and say, hey, man, we validated this information, send them a 609 letter asking them how did they validate, what's their process. The collection company sends back something saying that we verified it. The collections company is going to send you a statement of account. That's it. That is not validation on its own. That's actually verification that the account exists. What you want is validation. Validation is those 4 pieces of information that we went over a couple of episodes ago as well when we showed the letter. You want to get the bill of receipt that the collection company purchased that debt from the original creditor. You want to get something, a contract with your wet signature, not between you and a collection agency, but between you and the original creditor. Right? With all the fraud going on, anybody could have made that account up. That don't necessarily mean it was you. All right, the third thing that you want after you get the bill of sales, after you get that information, then yeah, if you want to include the last payment date, go ahead and send me the last payment date. Not the last payment date if you made any payments to the collection company. The last payment date to the original creditor. The reason why you want the last date of payment to the original creditor is your delinquency status. The statute of limitation depends on the last date that a payment was made to the account, which means when you first went delinquent. You would count 120 days from you would count 4 years if you're in Texas. If you're in Tennessee, you would count 7. If you're in Georgia, you'll count 7 years out from that date of delinquency, and that gives you your real accurate date. Did you know that some of the stuff that's reported on your credit bureau, it could possibly be 6 years old? And the older that an account is on your credit report, the less likely that they'll be able to find those pieces of validation. If they cannot validate it, it must be removed. Peace.
All right. Well, you heard it from Mr. Henderson. Mr. Nobody. All right, so thanks again for all of your information. If you have any questions or concerns about your credit, please feel free to inbox NTH Credit on Messenger, email nthcredit@gmail.com, and or visit the website at nthcredit.net and sign up to get your credit repaired. and that is also under the umbrella of the Gift of Life Community Home, which is the reason why we are allowed to do business in this state of Georgia and many other states who require nonprofits to be able to have and hold them accountable for the information. So we have quality information. We also offer quality education and finance. We are hiring in finance and any other field that you may be interested in. We can get that in education for you, especially getting you paid to get that education at the same time. All right, so if you want to be on the show, if you want to be a guest, or you have something to say in the community, we want to hear from you. We want you to make known what information you feel like is necessary. If we feel like that is appropriate topic, we will allow you on the show, and we do have our set packages that you may be on our show if you desire. We also have opportunity for music and for other things to be added to the show. Mr. Henderson does a great job at the intro song. If you need some music, he is also a music producer, and he loves commercials and all of the other things that you do, right, Mr. Henderson? You want to tell them about that real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we thank you all for watching. Again, this was the Holistic Cannabis Show, and we hope to hear from you next week, same time.
Stop simping.